Rocky shouts. Rocky trains. Rocky bleeds to inspire. The Dark Knight Rises, no shouts, no montage, no speeches, just angles, just sunlights, just sound, just whispers. And yet, goosebumps arrive. We feel more motivated than ever, and that's because the great director Christopher Nolan isn't pushing inspiration at us. He's building it around us, with the use of composition, rhythm, light, and cinematic precision. He designs emotion through craft and pure cinema insights, which is the reason The Dark Knight Rises inspires the watcher so deeply. First, the music. In The Dark Knight Rises, the soul film composer, Hans Zimmer, masterfully employed three techniques to perfect the soundtrack, which are minimalistic motifs, low-frequency drones, and gradual crescendos, transforming Bruce Wayne's struggle in the pit into a visceral, goosebump-inducing experience for the audience. The minimalistic motifs, or low, rumbling bass, are deep, continuous tones produced by low-frequency instruments or synthesizers. They create a sense of weight and tension in the listener. The low-frequency drones are repetitive, pulsing sounds that establish a steady, rhythmic tension, mirroring persistent effort. The gradual crescendos are swells in intensity that slowly build, heightening anticipation and guiding the listener toward emotional release. Together, these elements naturally trigger a physiological response in humans, increasing suspense, evoking tension, and often inducing goosebumps, which is what makes the Why Do We Fall soundtrack so effective and memorable. By combining rumbling motifs, pulsing drones, and swelling crescendos, Zimmer transforms Bruce Wayne's climb from the pit into a fully immersive experience. We don't just watch his struggle, we feel it in our bodies. Each sound pulse mirrors his effort. Each crescendo mirrors his anticipation, and every layered tone makes every push, stumble, and breakthrough resonate emotionally. The soundtrack doesn't merely support the scene, it becomes a living force, making Bruce's journey of despair unforgettable, elevating the pit scene into one of the most powerful, goosebump-inducing sequences in modern cinema. The light above isn't just Bruce's exit from the pit, it's his path back to Gotham, to save his city. But beneath that plot function, that light becomes something larger outside the story, a symbol of success, ambition, the distant summit every person chases. By placing that blinding circle directly over the prison, the film turns the climb into a visual metaphor for every impossible goal. The light isn't handed to him, it waits above him, daring him to rise. It hangs there like a promise, just out of reach, framed by walls of endless shadow. Every time Bruce looks up, the audience feels that look in their own chest. It's the same feeling we get when we stare at a dream that feels too far. That contrast sparks something instinctive. Darkness feels heavy and suffocating. It reminds us of fear, failure, and moments when we felt stuck. Watching Bruce rise toward that distant glow hits a universal nerve. He isn't just escaping a hole, but rather reaching his goal. The symbolism becomes a kind of cinematic gravity. You feel his hands slip, you feel the height, and when he finally rises into the sun, it feels like we're the ones breaking through. That's why it motivates the audience so deeply. It's hope and struggle fused into a single image. Darkness below, light above, and the human need to reach for it. Moreover, without the light above, the pit's visuals alone push the audience to feel Bruce's struggle. Low-angle shots show Bruce Wayne small yet heroic, emphasizing the sheer effort of lifting his body against gravity, while high-angle views reveal the vast distance to the top, making each step feel like an impossible task. The empty space around him amplifies his isolation, turning every stumble, pause, and push into a vivid reminder of how hard the climb is. Vertical lines of the pit walls pull our eyes upward, guiding us along his progress. We don't just watch Bruce climb, we quietly cheer, hope, and rise with him. Minimalism and selective dialogue make characters feel powerful because the brain reacts more strongly to carefully chosen words. Short, precise lines carry emotional weight, leaving space for the audience to imagine the rest. Vocal and auditory triggers amplify this effect. A low, calm, or deliberate tone can resonate physically, creating tension, focus, and even goosebumps.